So this is my list, my group of the top like worst horror scenarios to be in. This isn't specific to any kind of like horror movie genre or anything like that. It's just horrifying situations to be in, and they're just bad. Really bad. That's why they're the worst. For now, maybe that list will change. So the first scenario we have is you're in some kind of like situation where you have a creature in your bed. Having something in your bed, like while you're sleeping, and you just become aware of it all of a sudden, like you're just laying there, and then you're just like, yes, I'm sleeping alone tonight, but I feel a presence behind me. Some sort of creature. It's alive, organic. And then you like turn around and you're just face to face with something. Or maybe not even face to face. The scariest is like just seeing a lump next to you under like your like comforter, where you're like, that's a human-sized lump. There should be no human-sized lump in my bed. That's scary. Horrifying, even. Not even beyond comprehension, though. I'm comprehending it, and that's what makes it even more terrifying. Is because, yeah, like that's so easy to have happen. I feel like just at any point, just turn over and be like, oh, that's not good. Like, because there's no way it's good, right? I'm sure that the being hiding in your bed, being like silent and not making noise, probably not there for good intentions. You're not gonna turn around and all of a sudden it's gonna be like Robin Hood, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, I just stole $2 million from Elon Musk. Here you go." And like, I don't think that's happening. That'd be cool. I don't think that's what's happening. You're either dying, being traumatized, both, everything all at once. The next entry on my list for horrifying scenarios to be in is finding myself in any situation where there's like a creepy thing happening, like you're staring at the hole to a mine or something, and then one of your companions is like, well, who goes in there? And somebody else is like, nose goes. And this is, by the way, a reflection on my own life, because I was always the last to get nose goes because it just nothing clicked in my head. My reaction time wasn't there. I don't know, something was wrong. But you know, they go nose goes, and everybody puts their freaking finger on your nose, and you're just standing there looking like a goofus. And now you know that you have to go in the creepy ass mine. But wait, this is where the entry on my list really starts, because it is at this point that you start to hear the soundtrack of the movie that you didn't know you were a part of start playing. Like there's some creepy ass music that starts playing. Spoiler alert, that's not good. You're either reformative and becoming like the main character at that moment, or you're becoming a reason why the main character shouldn't go in the mine. One of the two is happening, and I can tell you which one I know I would get with my luck. So yeah, if I ever start to hear like a fucking music start playing as I am walking up into some kind of creepy scenario, like a soundtrack begin, I'm freaking the fuck out, basically. So my next entry on the horror scenario list, this is one that first of all, it's a very specific reference to a very specific moment from a movie. Probably not going to happen unless you entered your horror movie moment like being obliterated mentally. I'm talking crunk. You are not functioning. Hair in my eye. Get it out. But okay, so like when you have your limb trapped in something, like yes, like fucking Dr. Phil from the Scary Movie franchise. We don't like Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil's not a good person, so we're gonna replace his name. Ugly fart face in the Scary Movie franchise. When they find out that his leg is in the chain, there's a sequence of events. I can't remember exactly what happens. I think they played some basketball. I know that Pooper McFarty face, whatever we called him, cuts off his leg, and then he finds out that it's the wrong leg. That's terrible. That's awful. Like, you just made the commitment to sawing off a piece of your body to escape guaranteed death, and you find out that the part of your body that you just went through the sacrifice, it has nothing to do with escaping. You're the biggest fool in the world in that moment, and like you just screwed yourself royally, all because you couldn't take 2 seconds to look and make sure you were cutting off the wrong limb. It's just a terrible horror situation to be in. You only got one of those limbs. Deciding to cut one off for it to be the wrong one, it's either costing you your life because now you're out of time, or it's costing you your other leg. That sucks. That shit sounds like it sucks. The next entry on my list is having some kind of bomb or other kill device implanted into your body, but in my head it's specifically like into your neck. Like think about Suicide Squad movie from DC. I know that's not a horror movie by any means. I know that like I actually can't think of a horror movie reference where I've seen like a bomb planted in their neck. I know that I've probably seen it. I just can't pull it out of my memory right now. So why don't y'all leave me some examples that I can go look at afterwards and be like, ah, you silly, you knew that one. My thing is like just knowing that that is could come at any point, having to live with the reality of like, oh, I have a bomb in my neck that could explode at any point. Not very comforting. I do not like this. I would rather not be in this situation. And to me, it's a horror scenario because Jesus Christ, that's horrifying, horrible sounding. It's a duck in a pack of ducks. And it's quacking. Like, I just don't think that I would ever be able to ever sleep peacefully knowing I have a freaking bomb in my neck. Like, that sounds terrible. Up next on our list is something that I have pondered for like quite a while now because I saw references to this back when I was 13, I believe. And ever since then, it's just kind of haunted my memories because for years I've been thinking of a solution to it, but I can't think of one. I just know that you're done. It's kind of like the bomb in the neck thing. But anyways, being in a situation where there's a creature of some sort that will kill you unless you're staring at it, like especially one that like moves while you're not looking at it. That is such a terrifying scenario. You will have to stop looking at it at some point. You're human. Your eyes, they require moisture to function, or maybe not function, or yeah, probably function. I don't know. But I know that they like being wet and that you will dry them out by just staring. So it's only inevitable that you're going to die to this thing unless you had like 100 people show up at once and then you could just leave. But then think about this. It doesn't matter really how many people there are, right? Like eventually this thing is going to keep finding opportunities where no one's looking or when it's like completely dark. And if it gets ever to the point where it's completely dark and nobody can see, it can slaughter like an entire freaking population of people. These creatures, they have infinite potential because when you're not looking at them, oh my God, they're moving so fast. Like the speed at which they conduct their feet on the ground is ridiculous. You look away from SCP-173 for like 2 seconds, the whole freaking 20-man laboratory team's dead. That's crazy. The same thing with other examples like the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who. And also in the Lethal Company game, a pretty popular game that came out recently, you have the chain heads, baby heads, chain mannequin masquerade maybe heads. I can't remember what they're called, but you know, those statues, the scary ones, the ones that you have to look at. Like, it's just, they're so terrifying that you will die. Everyone, if that thing exists in this planet right now, at some point it has a potential of taking out everybody. Whoa. Scary. Let me know if somebody has like an actual solution to how they would defeat this creature in the comments, and like, I will gladly look at them because I am preparing. This is not like a pondering for the possibilities. This is a preparedness pondering. I need to be ready for the moment when I face one of these things. For all the energy I've spent thinking about it with my brain, I have yet to turn up anything. I can't think of a situation where you could actually really do something unless it was environmental. But even then, all you're doing is delaying it. It's like the snail, like that can travel around and will kill you if it touches you, but it travels at snail's pace. But it doesn't travel as fast as the snail. It travels like freaking the Flash or Superman. So yeah, basically like this will continue to be the source of nightmares for me and probably keep me up some nights. And I don't trust mannequins because of it. So next on my list, I have being stuck in any situation where there is like a paranormal element. Basically anything to do with ghostly goos and they're acting like real scary ghosts. I guess real is a funny word because it's not like any of it. You know what I mean. Scary ghost, like paranormal activity movies, like Poltergeist, specifically also the Poltergeist type of ghost being the most scary to me. If I'm ever in a room and things just start going one by one, I'm fucking out of there. What am I gonna do? I can't fight that. That's too much to handle. I can't process it. I couldn't think of a plan. I'm fucking out. Fight or flight. Flight is kicking in tremendously. I'm moving. I'm gonna go live in a car if I have to. If that specifically happened, like I ran into a real poltergeist, I don't know if I'd ever sleep again. But yeah, being in any situation where there's like ghost stuff happening, to me, objectively is one of the worst horror situations I could be in. Paranormal entities acting like scary paranormal entities is the most terrifying shit I can think of. So the last one on my list, and one that I know other people will feel similarly to, is having creatures of any sort, specifically alien-like ones, but also like bugs, enter orifices of your body. Oh God. I mean, it's just too much. Like the bed, the body is a sacred space, not to be invaded by freaking critters like that. And just knowing how much bacteria and like other creatures already dwell within inside my body, finding that out alone scares me. But I'm talking something that you could really feel getting in ya. I mean, there's just so many examples of creatures entering human orifices, like up noses, like worms up noses. Oh God. Star Wars: The Clone Wars. That was when this freaking fear, I felt like it really started to materialize. It entered the battle at this point because they had that one where the Geonosians had that queen with the parasitic worms and was like infecting people, and you were watching the clones just like freaking take one right up in the nose, and it's like, no, don't do that. As soon as I saw that, I remember my first thought was I did not like that. No part of me enjoyed watching that. So this one's up there because it also feels real. It's not just some kind of whimsical concept. Tokyo Ghoul. If anybody's watched Tokyo Ghoul, oh, this is actually a spoiler warning. If you haven't watched Tokyo Ghoul and don't want to be spoiled, skip now. I hope I have alarms going off. Skip now. But when Kaneki is getting tortured in Tokyo Ghoul, Jason puts the centipede in Kaneki's ear and it starts crawling around, and he's just sitting there laughing at him like, I'm gonna let a centipede loose in your ear. Yeah. The awful, terrible situation to be in. I'm so sorry to anybody who's ever had to go through that. I really hope it never happens to me. That's for damn sure. Which is also why it's on my list of most horrible scenarios, because no, I don't wanna. I don't ever want to know what that feels like. I think I'll pass, and I'm sure. So yeah. That was another what I call this Thought Factory video. I'm gonna continue doing these kind of videos. I think I've been really enjoying just making a freaking list in my journal and just like giving a topic to each page and making a list of things like this. Like I think this is something I will continue to keep doing, and I look forward to seeing where this goes. But for now, goodbye.